Hulk Hogan has been a larger-than-life figure in the wrestling world for decades, but in recent months it seems like bad press has followed him everywhere. It all started with his unceremonious booing in Los Angeles during the Raw Netflix debut, where fans clearly weren't buying into the nostalgic pop he was expecting. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. When Hogan appeared on the Pat McAfee show, McAfee subtly alluded to the complexities of Hogan's public image. He remarked that while Hogan's cringeworthy role as a surrogate on the presidential campaign of Donald Trump might explain some of the crowd's reaction, there are, quote, other things that could have contributed to the negative reception, and we know what those things are. Hogan, caught off guard, acknowledged McAfee's comment with a brief pause, suggesting an understanding of the deeper issues at play. The latest wave of backlash surrounding Hulk Hogan comes from none other than WWE superstar Seth Rollins. In a recent interview, Rollins didn't hold back when discussing the former WWE legend. Take a listen for yourself.
And you mentioned WrestleMania, a guy who's headlined WrestleMania so many times over. Seth, what was your thoughts on Hulk Hogan getting booed like crazy on Netflix?
I am all for people getting what they deserve. That's how I feel about Hulk Hogan getting booed on. If you are getting booed by the masses, there's a reason for it, all right? So I don't know if Hulk fully understands the scope, but people get what they deserve. So I'm happy to see it. I love to see it. And look, I said this before about the Hulkster. He's the guy that got me into this industry as far as love for professional wrestling. So I'll never take that away from him. What he's done for our business, I'll never take that away from him. But I do think there's some responsibility that he needs to own up to that he hasn't yet. And maybe when he finally figures that out, might be able to move forward with our fans.
Well, I'm all for people getting what they deserve. Tell us how you really feel, Seth. This comment seemed to underline his belief that Hogan's proverbial chickens are coming home to roost. And by the way, The Undertaker had similar thoughts on his podcast earlier this month, saying that, quote, sometimes in life, things come back. Rollins' remarks only added to the growing sentiment that Hogan's reputation is tied to his past, and now he's facing the consequences of that history in the eyes of both fans and peers. And if that wasn't enough, Hulk Hogan is now facing legal trouble with a lawsuit that has added even more fuel to the fire. A woman named Michelle Herlikovics has filed a lawsuit against Hogan and his beer company, Real American Beer, after she was struck in the head by a sealed beer can during a promotional event in August 2024. The incident occurred at Thirsty Cowboys in Medina, Ohio, where Hogan and other promoters were tossing cans into the crowd. Herlikovics alleges that the can hit her forehead, causing an open wound that required multiple stitches and has left her with permanent scarring. She's seeking damages for medical expenses, pain, and emotional distress. This legal action has intensified the scrutiny surrounding Hogan, especially given the recent partnership announced between Real American Beer and WWE. The combination of public backlash and legal challenges has cast a shadow over Hogan's endeavors, including his ventures outside the ring. With mounting bad press, from the recent lawsuit to the negative reactions at WWE events and public criticism from stars like Seth Rollins, it's hard to imagine how WWE could bring Hulk Hogan back to TV with his reputation in such a fragile state. But given his iconic status and history with the company, WWE may still be tempted to roll the dice on a comeback. However, with the current climate, Hogan's return could spark even more backlash. If WWE chooses to bring him back, they'll have to navigate this wave of controversy carefully or risk further tarnishing both Hogan's legacy and the company's public image. What do you think? Do you think the WWE should bring Hogan back, or is his time in the spotlight over? How do you feel about the public reaction to him in recent months? Let me know in the comments below. For more wrestling news and analysis, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out more of what's coming up right here on Grapple Talk.